Anderson and Mike Edwards. And let's talk Geico Power Sports Tractionary. Talking about line lock. You can show us how it's measured there, huh?
Well, that locks the front brakes to allow the car to do a burnout and also for the launch of the race car. Now, you look at the gauges here. This one all the way over the left, that is brake pressure. The line lock button for Greg, I believe, is on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. Some of them run on top of the shifter, but Greg likes his on top. What they will do when they go in to stage the car, he will pre-stage the car. He will push the brake pedal, put about 300 pounds of pressure on that gauge. Then he will push the button. It will hold the pressure. That way, he can take his foot off of the brake at that point once it's locked in, and then move it over to the throttle pedal here, and then roll in to stage the car. Once both cars are staged, he will mat the throttle, meaning he will go to full throttle. The rev chip will hold the rev limiter to a certain RPM, predetermined RPM. Once the amber light comes on, he will release his clutch pedal, he will release the line lock button, and the car takes off, and hopefully he gets to the final round.
That's cool, Mike. That's very, very cool. So, Pro Stock, Greg Anderson, who's won here 3 times, tied with Jeg for the most spring Las Vegas wins. And, of course, that man, Mike Edwards.
As you look at his domination, 3 wins this season and 4 final round appearances. The only final round was last week in Houston when Jeg beat him in the semis. Or you can say Mike beat him himself because they just spun the tires and didn't get down the racetrack on that run.
Edwards left real good.
It should be over.
Yeah, and that happened. That's the second time today we've seen that. Boy, his reaction times have been terrific.
Nice job, nice job.
Yeah, he had an 0-14 light in the previous round, 0-19. I tell you, Mike Edwards on top of his game, and I tell you, you cannot give him any advantage off of the starting line. That thing has just been unbelievable all season long. The only time, as we mentioned, that they missed it was in the semifinals at Houston. Crew Chief Terry Adams, though, he says, we've been making good calls, but we haven't really made any great calls. We're still trying to figure out this race car on these racetracks, but watch out. But as you take a look at here, we talked about the brake pressure gauge over there, 300 pounds. The line lock button there, he's got his finger on that. Once he mats that throttle and launches that car, boom, there he goes. Shift light comes on, you run through the gears, 5-speed transmission going down the racetrack. Just give him a little bit short.
Yeah, look out that window and see Mike Edwards over to the left with the win light. That's pretty interesting stuff, though, Mike. Thank you for that. Here is the finals matchup, then, for the SummitRacing.com Nationals. Mike Edwards, lane choice, is going to face Greg Stanfield, as they already are bringing that car back, going to get it prepared for the final round. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Well, Greg Anderson, I know you were telling me earlier this weekend how that first 60 feet of the racetrack has just been so much for you guys to harness your power and make it work effectively. I know it's disappointing for one big reason, Ken Black. Emotional setback today?
It is, definitely is, Gary, but you know what he told me the other night? A lot more things are more important in life than winning a drag race, and we've been dragging our lip, you know, really all year and missing the heck out of the guy and not having any fun. You know what? I had a blast this weekend just because Ken told me to go have fun, and we're going to have him back. I'm now assured of that. We're going to get him back out here. Don't know what day it's going to be, but we love the man dearly, and he keeps our mind straight. He got our mind straight this weekend. I've had a blast up until now. I lost to the champ. He's the champ. He's running like the champ. He's acting like a champ. My hat's off to him, but you know what? We're going to catch him one of these days, so don't count this Summit Pontiac out yet.
Glad you're having some fun back at the racetrack. Let's check